I got into Reiki?
Yes.
So I had some foot surgery, some bunion corrective surgery, and I got a blood clot. I got a saddle embolism.
Ooh.
And it was my second blood clot. So I had surgery in Alaska, and I received a blood clot then, and I've been divinely protected. And so I knew I had a blood clot, and it affected the surgery. And my surgery, I had to have 3 of them, and it affected my healing. And my foot did not feel like it was part of myself anymore. So I went to go see Dori Bolin in Valparaiso, and for foot reflexology, and she was working on my foot to stimulate it and get it back to be part of my body again. And then she suggested that I receive Reiki. So I started receiving Reiki from her, and it was a game changer for me. I had tried EMDR therapy in the past, all to get over the PTSD of my ex-husband almost killing me. So the Reiki was transformative, and it gave me the space to heal. And it also helped me get past my trauma. So it had such a dramatic impact on my life, I decided to get attuned to Reiki 1 and 2.
Okay.
And then I started working on myself, and I would Reiki myself every day, many times a day.
Okay.
Yes, over and over and over again. I was Reikiing myself, and I would go on these spiritual journeys, and it was very hard for me to have left Alaska. It felt like I had 1 foot in Alaska and 1 foot here, and it was the land that was calling to me over and over again. And at one point, Spirit showed me, and I flew all over Alaska, and it lit up everywhere in all of the lives and the people that I affected and touched.
So we're gonna we're gonna talk a little bit to you guys now. This is something.
This is Raven, and it's to help promote breathing and respiratory systems. And as you were having some problems with your lungs this morning, I suggested you smell that. Have you noticed a difference in your breathing? Smelling it?
I use thyme normally. I have a little respiratory thyme formula from Nature Sunshine that I use. And this one, I can't.
This is Young Living.
Young Living. I can't. I don't have my glasses, so I can't even see.
I have the bifocals.
Right, I see that. For me, it's all about, like, I love smudging and everything, but I always have to get fresh air.
Yeah.
Otherwise But, this is very opening. I'm enjoying it.
This is one of the things that I'm going to be doing a class in at Vibrations.
Okay.
At the energy event. I'm going to do an introduction to aromatherapy class. Where we talk about aromatherapy and what it can do for you personally. And there's also going to be an opportunity to make a custom roller ball.
Oh.
Made drum that I got in Sedona. So when I do sound healing, I set an intention, and then I use different instruments. Toenails.
From who?
These are from South America. They're goat toenails, and I use them when I'm cutting contracts so people can hear through this theta state that I'm actually cutting contracts that are no longer serving them, that they're releasing during their session. And so they can actually hear that. So my bracelets aren't as loud through the headphones when people are listening to binaural beats. That opens up their subconscious mind.
Okay. One of the things about Reiki that just blows my mind is how it has just taken off. It's like, out of all the healing modalities, people are just picking it up, starting to do it. VA hospitals, nurses are doing it. Why do you think Reiki has enjoyed this phenomenal surge and entrance?
I really think it's part of energy psychology. There's this whole new field that's emerging where traditional psychology and this energy work that we're doing are combining into one. It's a transformative process.
I've noticed that.
Just like I went through the EMDR, which is the rapid eye movement. So you're splitting your bilateral and you're opening up the subconscious mind. And when I do Reiki, I do the same thing. But I use binaural beats. So I'm splitting the bilateral so that I'm opening up the conscious mind. Reiki has symbols that can change the past and clear the past and change habits.
I had to use some Reiki symbols, just to interject, in my house because the ghost from across the street was dictating like my color choices. I was painting my house. It's a weird thing. So, we had to like break that contract is what you would call
absolutely.
it. And I put these, I'm not a Reiki person, so I had to like research, and I just painted those Reiki signs under my actual paint.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't really know much about the Reiki signs. I just like kind of like guided myself. Say, okay, this one.
Yeah. Well, when you become a Reiki practitioner, these Reiki symbols are given to you. They're the symbols that were given to Yusui when he received the gift of Reiki from God on Mount Kumara in Japan. And they are sacred. They're divine gifts. Right?
How does that work? Because with Reiki, there's these levels, and you have to receive it, and I mean, it just sounds so complicated and time-consuming compared to the energy work that I do.
When I train people to become Reiki masters with my friend Dory Bolin, we co-teach classes often. It's a one-day class, and you are attuned to Reiki 1 and 2. And it only costs $150. Okay. Our whole mission is to make more Reiki practitioners. It's very important. We're going through this ascension. We're going through this healing process where the world is healing and the whole world's vibration is lifting up. That's what the ascension is we are changing our consciousness. And it's important for us to have more Reiki practitioners because there are so many people who need healing right now for this ascension to happen. So it's very quick. So we do a half, like 2 hours of like book learning, and then we go right into practicum, and then the attunement happens, and these symbols are written into your auric field so that you always have them, and you are attuned, and your energy opens up and broadens and broadens.
Sounds like an anime cartoon.
It is.
It sounds like anime. I'm like, wait a second.
My Reiki self is like a Power Ranger.
Believe that.
Like my guides put on a suit of white light armor that's like a Power Ranger or like Iron Man, and they put it on, and then I grab my 2 electric whips and I'm ready to go.
Wow, that's what I do in real life.
This is real life.
I can't keep my real life and my fantasy life and my healing life straight anymore.
They are one. This is manifesting. This is us creating our own reality. Our conscious mind can actually change reality.
Yes.
It is so powerful, and that's what we do in Reiki. We set an intention, and we put in a manifestation after we've cleared out all the contracts and all the cords that are prohibiting you from moving forward.
So talk about the contracts for a minute.
So when I do a Reiki session, I see you, whoever I'm giving Reiki to, that person, them sitting at a table. I see their subconscious self. They're laying on my table. They don't know that this is happening usually unless they're really consciously aware. Okay. So I see them pushing a stack of contracts over to me, and they look like legal documents sometimes. Sometimes they'll look like a symbol I see
And these
often.
contracts are their experiences. This is what I'm assuming, because this is what contracts mean to me. Their experiences, their relationships, maybe their guilt, that their contracts they've broken with themselves,
Or they're a contract they've signed because let's say that somebody was abused and they gave up the right to speak their own truth to stay safe. And it might be a very old contract that they gave this up a very long time ago, right? And they said, I'm going to give up that right to speak my own truth. I'm not going to tell my parents because they told me if they do, they'll kill me. So in order to stay safe, I'm going to give up that right to speak my own truth. But here they are 40 years later. they don't need that contract anymore. That contract is still there. They're trying to fulfill it, and it's no longer serving them. They are safe. So
Wow.
that is one that I see often when people have trauma. And I'll also ask to see all copies of that contract, all amendments, all addendums.
Oh.
And they'll come flying from all over where people have buried them or hidden them throughout their life. Sometimes they're wearing them. They look like different things. Sometimes they're symbols to me. Like a gavel sitting in judgment of themselves, the book of rules that they follow, that they've been taught by their parents that things have to be done this way. And it's time to release that because it's no longer serving them. They don't believe that anymore, but they keep trying to fulfill it. So that's what they push over, and it's only the ones that they decide they're ready to release that day. Reiki's like an onion. You peel back a layer every time you receive it, and you wake up a new person. And you come back for your next Reiki session when you have more that you're ready to release. Every time you're releasing more so that you can raise your vibration.
Because once you release all this stuff, you can get to being who you really are.
Absolutely.
And make those decisions informed by that freedom.
And being connected with your higher self.
Your higher self.
Speaking your truth.
So that's what...
Loving yourself.
Yes.
Believing in yourself.
Yes.
Having confidence in yourself. And being safe within yourself. And knowing that you're the one you've been waiting for. You're not waiting for someone else to help you.
Right.
You're healing yourself.
You're waiting to connect to your higher self.